guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, sorry, I kind of had to readjust, not the most comfortable, but anyways. In this video, I thought it would be really interesting, oh, my chair's moving, very interesting to talk about something that came to my mind like just now, but I knew I had to film about it because I think it's a very important topic and a big part of eating disorder community and just eating disorders in general, and that's therapy. And going to therapy while having an eating disorder, after having an eating disorder, I don't know, just wherever you are in your journey of your eating disorder, going to therapy for it. I never went to therapy for an eating disorder. I still don't go to therapy for an eating disorder. And just to add, this is just my opinion, and you might have a different opinion. You might disagree completely or agree or whatever. This is just my opinion. Please don't go into the comments and say, you need therapy, or yeah, like, you know, like this kind of stuff, because I've never been to therapy for it. I'm not in therapy for it, and I don't think I need therapy for it. And I'll tell you why in a second. And I don't want to go to therapy for it. I think in a point, right now in this moment, I think it could have helped me. I would have gone to therapy during my, I think when I had extreme hunger and was going through that. I think that was one of the most difficult things through my eating disorder. And I think that's something I would have gone to therapy for at that time. But that was 2 years ago, a while ago, you know. And I think that talking about your eating disorder is important. And I think if you don't have anyone to talk to about it, then maybe considering therapy would be a good idea, because you kind of explain and talk to it about it. But I had a lot of friends and family who would support me, and like my mom, she went through an eating disorder herself, and she was able to help me through a lot. And I would talk to her or rant, and I know other people who I would talk to and like rant to about my eating disorder. So, should you go to therapy for an eating disorder? What are my opinions on it? Things like this. This is just my opinion, and you could disagree. I think everyone's individual, so everyone is going to have a different story and a different way of coping, and what things are going to be different for each person. I think therapy can be so helpful for a lot of people with eating disorders, especially maybe introverts who maybe don't talk about their problems, or introverts who don't know how to communicate their issue, or they don't have anyone to communicate it with, you know? Maybe everyone's being very negative or actually making their eating disorder worse. So, sorry. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that everyone's different. You might not need therapy, but your friend also with eating disorder, or the next person with eating disorder, might need therapy, and that might be their absolute everything, you know. I don't want to be yes, do it, or no, don't do, therapy, because it's, like I said, it's individual. I think it could be very helpful, and I think at this point where I am right now, I might not need therapy. Maybe later I would decide to change my mind, but I'm a person who never. And maybe this is also because of my culture background. I come from Moldova, Russia, where I feel like they don't really believe in therapy, if that makes sense. And a lot of times they don't really exist there either. I rarely heard about therapy there. Versus here, it's almost every person goes to therapy in America. And I think part of it is the lifestyle that we run here. Everything fast, 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 no communication, no social. Because I personally believe that therapy was more here because of the lack of social. Even between mom and parents and their own children, you know. Not everybody, not all the time, but a lot of times it's kind of what I see and what I believe in personally. what I think. I might be wrong. I also think that I have a very strong bond with my family, and a lot of people around me support me always. Um, there has been people who supported me and suggested for me to go to therapy, um, and I definitely would I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind going to therapy if it didn't cost so much. It costs a lot of money too, so it's not just and time. Like sometimes I'm just like I'm already busy. I don't have time to go to therapy and pay for that when I have so many things to do and so many things I want to do and just don't have time to. So instead of taking the time to go to therapy, because I do think time is very valuable, and if I truly think I needed it, I think I would take it. But I honestly, it's not something I really want to do. I also talked to one of my friends at the gym I go to, and she went through a rough time, not with an eating disorder, but with something else. And she told me what she kind of went through, but she said I don't want to go to therapy, because she just didn't feel comfortable going to therapy and just didn't want to. And I feel the same way. Like I think that I think you could definitely try it out. If you're not sure, go for it, try it out. But I always kind of, in the back of my head, I kind of always was more of a no than a yes. I don't know why, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't want to feel criticized for it. I don't want people going on my comments and saying, oh, no, you should definitely go to therapy, that will solve all your problems. Because I know people with eating disorders who went to therapy and it either made it worse or they didn't help at all and it just was a waste of money. Because I really do believe that if you want to, whatever you set your mind to, you can get there. And if you really want recovery, you'll get there. And if you don't, and you're just doing it, just, like not trying to actually get better, then no therapist is going to help you, They can try to guide you. Maybe they will help you a little, but you really have to want. I think it's better to have a therapist as a support, than just an answer to your solution. Because I don't believe that if you have eating disorder and you don't want to get better, if you go to a therapist, you will, like, all your problems will go away. I don't really believe in that, if that makes sense. I do think that you go to therapy for support. Like I said, when I was going through extreme hunger, I think I did need support for that. Like, if I were to go through any of my time of eating disorder, I would go through that extreme hunger after anorexia, because I think that was definitely, because it's something really unusual. Like, eating 5,000 calories and still feeling hungry. It's a scary thought, and a lot of people that are normal eaters don't really, like, they'll be like, oh my gosh, you're eating a lot, or like, are you okay? They don't really understand that. And I think that's when it's important to have that support for you. However, like I say, maybe it won't help you, and maybe it will. I don't know. Everybody's different. I know people who have eating disorders and therapy helped them so much. But I also know people who never went to therapy for eating disorder, and I know people who went to therapy and it didn't help. So like I said, every individual is different, and if you want to go to a therapist for your eating disorder, I'm not saying you shouldn't, because binging, when you binge, I know you can feel very helpless and at a very low point. A lot of people with eating disorders suffer with suicidal thoughts. And for that, I definitely think that therapy will help, and maybe something you should consider, especially if you don't have anyone to talk to. Like I said, I had people I could talk to. I'm a very social person. I talk to a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I have people I could talk to and people that care for me, and I know who does. I have a best friend who I know loves and cares for me and will talk to me through all of this. She's been through my lowest and highest and all my points of my eating disorder. My mom is there, that always ready to talk to, and I can just kind of rant to about. My sister, as well as other people in the gym, and you guys too. Like, you guys support me all the time, So I I would really appreciate the whole comments of you're still like not, I know you only mean the best, but the whole like you need to see therapy, like you need to do like you can, I don't mind you guys suggesting, but saying like you need therapy makes me feel like almost you're saying like you're crazy, you need to like go to fix your problem. Like I know I have not the best, eating patterns, but I'm pretty stable right now, and what I'm doing is actually making me happy. And I don't, it may seem unusual to some people, but it's how I cope, it's what helps me. It's like, and what I'm referring to is my style of eating now, which is not a strict version of fasting OMAD type thing, but it's something I'm just doing now. I'm enjoying. I'm being very productive, guys. I'm filming videos right now because I'm doing this lifestyle, because I'm having so much extra free time that doesn't involve food and being concerned about food, that I'm able to film videos for you guys, and I'm able to do so many other things that is still kind of like, I'm not revealing yet because it's something I just started, but maybe later on I will. It's kind of like, not really surprise, but this is just something for me, But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that this lifestyle is giving me the chance and opportunities to do things that I really wanted to do. And before, when I had that video reaction form against me, and I kind of fell into this little like, I don't know what to do, I'm confused, I stopped filming videos. I stopped doing everything. I was just focused on food all the time. I would just lay there, watch movies, and food, because I was so messed up and confused, because what I was doing was actually working for me and making me feel good. And then I stopped because of all this, like, you can't do this, you're like, this is not normal. And I'm like, okay, well, which made me gain weight, not be productive at all. I actually stopped making videos for you guys, stopped posting, everything like this. I didn't have time because I was just always occupied about the thoughts of food, and just felt horrible, Now I'm back on what I was doing before, and once again, I feel good, and I'm like, well, if I feel good doing this, I'm productive, I'm doing my daily tasks, I am being with family, I'm putting my priorities that I care about, and I'm completing them, I'm being happy. I don't understand why I shouldn't do it, if that makes sense. And why should I go to therapy if I'm, good right now? Yes, I think if you're at a low point and you're so confused and you have no one to talk to, and maybe you're an introvert, and maybe you just feel like I feel like you have these feelings for a reason. And if you believe you need therapy, then if I say I don't want to use therapy, then don't just, look at me and be like, oh, she doesn't use therapy, so I shouldn't use therapy. Because I know lots of people who use therapy for different reasons. And I definitely think it could help. For me personally, I am taking psychology courses and nutrition courses, and that's been really helpful for me as well. And it's just something that is helping me, and you don't have to do the same thing. And like, this is just my opinion. I really don't want to be criticized for it because it's just my opinion, and I don't want to be not honest with you guys and say like, yeah, I think you should go to I think I do need to go to therapy. Like, I do not need to go to therapy at this moment. I don't feel like I need to. If there's been times when I did feel like I need to, but like I said, sometimes money got in the way. Or like when I had my rough time anorexic, I was in Russia, and I would not go to a Russian therapist. I'm sorry, but like, I didn't want to go to a Russian hospital or Russian therapist. My brother got into a Russian hospital, and it was one of the worst experiences for my mom because of like the whole system there and everything, and that's a long story. I don't want to talk about that like now because it's already a long video, but I'm just saying that I didn't want to go there, and I didn't really have an option. I had to do it on my own. Plus, at that moment, I didn't even know a lot about eating disorders. I didn't know it's a mental thing. I was very like just doing what I thought should be doing, and it was a bit confusing. But now I know all this, so maybe now I would have gone to therapy at that time. It's just something I don't need, I feel like, at this moment. But if you feel like you need it, if you're going through a rough time, maybe extreme hunger, binging, anorexia, or even just maybe like you're going through all of it and having these suicidal thoughts, or not even just that, but just having a rough time, then I do think it could definitely help if you need to talk to someone. And always feel free to DM me. I would love, guys, I always love to talk to you guys and help you out with what I can. But like I said, sometimes you might need therapy. You might need therapy and not just like to, you know, DM someone, and that it could be very helpful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I don't get hate too much on this video. I just share my opinion, and I think it's a big thing in the like eating disorder community. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys next time. Bye.